Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for clicking and watching this video. Today I want to talk about how to get a flawless face, which clearly, if you look at my bare face, I do not have. I don't think very many people do have a flawless face just with no makeup on. I think people look fine with no makeup, but a flawless face, in my opinion, is something like, excuse me, with no discoloration. I have some red discoloration on my face. I have texture. I have sunspots. I have acne marks. So I don't have a flawless canvas. But when I do my makeup, I like to pretend like I have a flawless face. So that's what makeup is for, right? So, in my opinion, when you are doing your makeup, it is best to start with skincare. A flawless face starts with skincare. So every morning, every night, I wash my face with my Clarisonic and some cleanser. And then I go in with a serum, an eye cream, and a moisturizer. Oh, God. So bad. So bad. I'll let all those products sink in, and then I go in with my primer. So I have already cleansed, put on my serums, creams on. So the next step that I usually do is to prime. So I like something that is going to sink into the skin sort of like a moisturizer does. This is the Spackle Supercharged Fortified Under Makeup Primer by Laura Geller. You keep seeing this in all my videos because I'm just trying to use it up. I don't like to have like a ton of products open at one time, so I'm just trying to finish this up. It is 2 ounces. I've been using it for a while. It's just taken some time. So I take a little bit of this on my fingers, and my hands are sanitized. I did wash them. And then I go ahead and just apply this all over my face. And just in a gentle, kind of like I pat it, I swipe it around, just to get an even layer all over the face. I do it on my eyes. It is a primer, so wherever I'm going to put makeup. And then sometimes I do bring it down. Well, most times I bring it down onto my neck a little bit as well. And then you just want to let that kind of sink in for, you know, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable with letting it do. And don't mind, I have somewhat of sensitive skin, so my face turns more red when I rub it. Excuse the sniffles, I'm still getting over a cold that I caught from my son. So, every now and then I will go in with a primer like this. This is the Baby Skin by Maybelline. It's like a silicone based primer, or the Professional by Benefit, into my pores, because I do have larger pores. So sometimes I do that. I'm not going to do that today because I have to wear my makeup. I'm going to work, so I have to wear my makeup for quite a long time, and I don't want it breaking down. Sometimes because I have oily skin, my makeup will break down with those silicone based primers. It'll just break down the makeup faster, so it doesn't last as long on me. So when I want to do a super full coverage, like flawless face, I usually won't go in with a silicone based primer. So what I like to do next is, if you can tell, I have some areas in underneath my eyes that are darker. That's from lack of sleep, it's from aging, it's from whatever, genetics, whatever. So I like to color correct. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Corrector, and mine is in the color Light Peach. So what I like to do is just take it and dab a little bit on the inner portion of my under eye area. The reason that I like this one so much is because it's a serum corrector, so it's not very thick, it's very thin, and so it doesn't put like a thick layer of a corrector underneath all of your other products. So I go in and just blend this in, and I just pat it using a this is a airbrush blush brush actually from Sephora. It's the number 54. Yeah, 54. And I just go in and pat that in. And as you can tell, it just corrected some of those blue, dark, purpley spots underneath my eye. And now it doesn't look so, like, caved in. It looks more like a natural, supple, like, surface for me to do my makeup. So, this is a peach color, which helps to correct the undertone, the blue and purple undertones. But it's a different color than my skin. Obviously, it doesn't match, like, my skin tone. But that's okay, because your foundation and everything's going to go over it, and then you're going to conceal and all that. So, it's fine. Okay, so next when I'm going in for a full coverage flawless foundation look, the next step for me is to go in with my foundation. So, I like to go in with something that is super full coverage. One of my favorites is the Marc Jacob Remarkable foundation. Now, this is the shade 28 Bisque Taupe. This is too dark for me right now. It's way too dark. Let's see. Yeah, way too dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it in with this Givenchy Eclat matte foundation, which is in the color 3 Matte Sand. So this one's super white. So just shake these up. And then what I do is I just mix them on the back of my hand. Typically when I'm self-tanned and this Marc Jacobs foundation matches me, I'll just dot a few dots on my face and then be done with it. But since I have to mix it because it doesn't match, I'm just going to do it on the back of my hands. On the back of my hand. So like that. And this is like way too much foundation, but I need to mix it to get a decent color on myself. So I probably won't use all of this foundation. And then what I like to do is just go in and dot it on my face. And my preferred method lately to apply my foundations is with a beauty blender. So, before I start blending it out, I like to go in with the MAC Fix Plus and just spritz this on my face a little bit. Especially with a full coverage foundation, this is just going to help give it more of that skin tone, because the Remarkable foundation is super thick. So the MAC Fix Plus just gives it, I don't know, more like a skin texture. It doesn't take away any of the coverage. God, you can see the coverage in this. It's just insane. It doesn't take away any of the coverage, but it just gives it a more skin-like texture instead of that thick cakey texture that sometimes the Remarkable foundation can have. And I do put it over my eyelids as well, my eye area. I know that there are plenty of people who do their eye makeup first. I am not one of those people. I don't know how to do it. Not that I don't know how, but I just have never tried. So I always just put my foundation and my concealers in my eye area as well. That helps to prime the area, because I don't really use eye primers anymore either. I used to love them, but since I've been doing my makeup like this, I just use that to prime my eyelids, and it works fine. I don't have any issues. So with my beauty blender, I just pat that out, and as you can tell, it's still a little dark for me, obviously, but once we conceal and everything, it'll be okay. Okay, so once you finish blending out your foundation with your beauty blender or brush, whichever you prefer, the next step is concealer. I like to use the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. As you can tell, mine is almost empty. I'm like scraping the barrel. I've already taken the stopper out. So I'm going to attempt to scrape enough out of here. I like this. This is in the color Fair Neutral. I like this one because, especially when I'm wearing a slightly darker foundation, this one gives me the light and brightness that I need to counteract the slightly darker foundation. So I do the triangle under the eye. The reason that I like love this concealer is because it's super lightweight, but it gives you full coverage without being cakey or dry under the eye. So I do really like this one. I just put it on my Cupid's bow on my chin, because like I said, we're trying to combat some of that dark. People always like freak out a little bit if your foundation doesn't match you perfectly, but there are ways that you can get around it. So we're just gonna brighten up the face with our concealer. Luckily we had enough of that, so that was good. And I just take my beauty blender, and sometimes I use the pointed side. Most of the time I just use the rounded side, and I just pat that in, same as I did my foundation. And this is just going to balance out all that darkness from the foundation that didn't quite match. And then what it's going to do under the eye is it's going to bring some brightness under the eye. So we corrected the dark circles with that peach corrector. So that gave us a little bit of a dark tint. So what this is doing is this is going to give us some brightness under the eye, which gives us some life. It doesn't look so dull and dark. And I again bring it up on my eyelids so that way my eyes can be primed for my eyeshadow by using my concealer. And I have some fine lines and wrinkles under my eyes, so I like to go in and just like double tap all that out before I set it. I'm so sorry guys about the sniffling, but it's so bad. Next step for me is to go ahead and set my concealer, and I'm actually going to try a product, the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, for the first time. I've never tried it. If y'all saw my recent haul, I got this in a set. I haven't even opened it, so get my tweezers. Go ahead and open this. I'm actually super excited about trying this out. It's just been raved about by so many people. Okay, so FYI, do not attempt the full face when you have a runny nose or are sick, because this is what happens. I just went and tried to wipe and blow my nose, and now all my makeup is gone. So, luckily, makeup is fixable, so I'm going to go fix that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have fixed our nose, and now I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I don't know, I guess I'll tap some in the cap, because that's what I see everybody do. And then it came with this little, oh geez, I just spilled it. It came with this little puff. So we're just going to do the thing. Put it in there, get all that powder up on it. And then let's go in. And set our under eyes. Now you guys tell me if y'all have used this powder before. Does it work better with the puff, or does it work better with the beauty blender? Because I see a ton of people use the beauty blender to set their faces with this. Personally, I'm not feeling the puffer. I like to go in with a brush actually, so I'm just going to swirl this in there a little bit. And then I don't really bake. Although I have oily skin, I've tried baking before and it just dries me out so bad. I guess because I have like fine lines and wrinkles. It just dries me out so bad, so I don't really do it. And I guess I'll try it with this powder another time. but I just like to lightly set my face. And I do like to go in where like I have smile lines and press that powder in there with the hopes that my foundation won't crease in those fine lines. So, alright, well, that went on good. It looks fine. My issue with all translucent powders, is that you don't get any coverage. Obviously, it's a translucent powder. I like to add extra brightness under my eyes, so I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild contour palette. This is in the shade Dolce de Leche, and I take that highlight side and I just swoop that underneath the eyes because it gives me some brightness that I'm missing. That translucent powder is fine, but I just like the brightness that this powder gives me. And it's super finely milled, so it doesn't make me cakey or dry or anything like that. And I just put it everywhere I put my concealer. And then I set the top of my lids too. Alright. So moving right along, the last step in my flawless face routine is to set the rest of my face with powder. Now, if you are dry, if you have dry skin, then you probably don't need to do this. But like I said, I have oily skin, so I always set my face just with a face powder. This is the powder by Givenchy in number 3 Elegant Sand. Any face powder will work. And what I like to do is, this is my Sephora mini airbrush number 55.5, because it's mini, so it's half. And I just like to stipple it in to the rest of my face, because I don't want to disturb the foundation by swiping it. So I just push it in, the powder into the face. And this is going to help that powder to go into the, fill in any pores or fine lines and wrinkles that you may have. And just give you like that perfect canvas. And I just go in all the areas that I didn't set with the other powders. And what this does as well for me, now I don't know if you have dry skin, if it would, like how it works if you don't set your foundations, but what this does is it helps all my other powder products, like my bronzers, contours, blushes, all that. It helps for it to go on a lot smoother. And when those products go on smoother, they just look more flawless on your skin. So as you can tell, my skin looks pretty good. That MAC Fix Plus helps to give me more like a skin texture instead of a cakey. I'll zoom in a little bit and show y'all. All the texture on my skin, all the redness, all the discoloration is covered. So that's how I get my flawless face. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. That is a shadow from the eyelash, not any misplaced eyeshadow. But this is it. I'm trying these eyelashes out for the first time. Let me know what you guys think. But this is my idea of a flawless face. So as you can tell, I have a contour, my blush, my highlight. Nothing is overly in your face. I mean, the lips are obviously, and the eyelashes, but I'm going to work. So, but it just looks, the texture, the skin tone, there's no redness peeking through, there's no discoloration, there's no texture. So this is definitely my idea of a perfect, you know, perfect flawless face. So let me know what you guys think, and if you guys have any tips and tricks of your own for a perfect flawless face. I'd love to know, because I'm always looking for new ways to create just like a good canvas for my makeup. So I just keep checking out these eyelashes. I like them. They were they're Sephora brand eyelashes. They're number 33 Fierce, and they're beautiful. Let's see. But the band was really stiff, and they went on. I didn't have to cut them. They're actually a perfect shape for my eye, but I don't know. They're kind of coming out flat right here. Anyway, that's not the purpose of this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Since you're here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe and like this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Thanks. Bye. I forgot the most important, well, one of the most important steps is definitely to a flawless face is the setting spray. So this, I just transferred my Urban Decay setting sprays into this because I like the way that this spray is better. But you always want to definitely set your makeup with a setting spray. And I kind of dose myself pretty good. And then I fan myself off to dry it, to let it dry. But that is definitely going to lock in all the hard work that you just did on your face. It's going to help the powders just set into your face and meld and mesh, so that way it doesn't look powdery or cakey. It just looks like your skin, and that is it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Bye.